by the time I was in high school, that's when I kind of knew I wanted to be in education. At that point, though, I didn't know exactly where I wanted to fit in, if I wanted to be in the classroom or on the administrative side. By the time I got to college, I started at preschool and started taking classes that way. And so I kind of just fell in love with them, first of all, with my kids first of all, and then the fact that we are able to help them develop and learn social emotionally and academically, kind of get them started. It's almost like when you are planting your first flower, like you've never done gardening before, and you plant that first flower and you see it grow and you see it develop and it's all healthy. You're like, oh my gosh, I did this. And so that was that feeling that I got with that first group of students I worked with kind of just stuck with me. And the longer I stayed in it, I just fell in love with it. And I've been in love with it ever since. It's my passion. This is what I love to do. I actually graduate May 15th with my second master's in reading, exactly in reading. And I think the learning of it all too was also fascinating to me, because reading about how children learn and develop, I was kind of like a mad scientist with it. Like, I want to try that. I want to see if this is actually going to work. And so when I did, and I was able to tweak it to modify it for my class or for my students, it just gave me a deeper appreciation for child growth and development, and being able to help children learn, and even helping them to be able to cope with certain things, especially my kids who are affected by different traumas in their life, being able to help them develop skills that is going to stay with them, so they're able to function on like typical adults as they get older. So the one thing I love to do with my children is finding connections with them. So that's the first thing I do. I try to connect with them. I try to find out what they like, what they don't like. I learn and I observe what triggers them, what doesn't trigger them, what makes them happy. Things that they like to do or that they like to, if they love dinosaurs, if they love cars, I will go out and find those things and I will bring them into the classroom just for that student. And then we'll have some one-on-one time, and then we'll invite, friends slowly and surely in. And so it's like a process for me with them. And to see them, like today, to me was a shining moment for him, because he doesn't do well with new adults coming into our classroom. And we had a new adult just walk into our classroom. We were talking, and he just kind of looked at her, and I was like, oh my gosh, please remember your skills. It's always that little fear. And he just looked, and she was like, hi. And he like winked at her. It was the cutest little thing. He winked. I was like, are you winking? And he was like, yes. And then he waved his hand and winked at her. And he walked away with a smile on his face. That was big for him. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a success for him, for me, for him. And I'm so proud of him. So when I have those types of moments, whenever there is an obstacle in his way that he has crossed, that's a success. When I first found out that I was nominated, I was like, what? And I'm like, me? Because I'm the type of person, I'm a behind the scenes type person. It's a feeling of honor that someone has been watching me and observing me. And it's like, oh my gosh, she is doing great things. Because sometimes as teachers, we're like, this is just what we do. It's our job, it's our career, it's our passion. I do have a love for it. I just never thought anyone would see that through my eyes, if that makes sense. I just never thought no one was paying that much of attention. So I mean, I am truly honored and grateful